Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another session of Pearl's Politics. Well, I know it's been a hectic day for everybody because a lot of us was without what? Without our cell phones, our lives, right? Yeah, we've got dependent upon the technology and those phones, and I've not heard from two of my co-hosts. I think they probably may not have telephone services. They may not can get connected to the internet. I heard that the major network that was affected was AT&T, one of them, and um, I think it was several others too that was not working. And it may not be working. I'm looking here on our channels. We're supposed to be live. And let me see if we're live on Facebook. Says happening now. I say we're live on LinkedIn. All right, that's good. I don't know if there was trouble with Facebook Live today or not because I only find out until this time of day. No, we're live on Facebook. Okay, cool. All right then. Uh, yeah, everything's look pretty good on there. I'm looking for one more platform to see if we are live on it, and has not popped up that we're live on there yet. And I'm gonna try to see what's going on if I can. Let's see. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. No, 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 no. Let's try here. Okay, so how many of you did not have your phone service today? All right, so we are live on the other major platform. God, is my face shiny? Okay. Let's see if we can get some of this oil off of my face for a minute. Ah, okay. Towels. Ooh, studio towels. Okay. I mean, it might look a little better, right? Okay. Sorry about that. Ooh, gosh, you're talking about oily skin. It always looks good in the studio when I'm looking at it. But then when it's live, it doesn't always look so good. I mean, on the other platforms, each platform has its own color scheme, true. So, huh, what can you do? You just hope that it will self adjust. I'm gonna see if I can self adjust this just a tad. All right, I don't know. I got all right. So I did a little adjustment on one of those platforms, and we're gonna see how it looks. Hopefully it'll correct itself after the broadcast, after they do what they do before they publish it. Anywho, yeah, no cell phone service. Gosh, I know you guys were like tripped out about that. I really didn't realize it until what how I heard it on the news. I guess local news, and I was like, "What, really?" And so then I was like, let me check my phone. Okay, we got the Mouth of the South made it. He got some service. Hey, Tim.
Hey,
I was just talking about that internet cell phone service out today.
yeah. Because I was supposed to have an appointment met today, but it didn't dawn on me till the end of the day that people services had went down.
Yeah, yeah. And so they probably couldn't get in touch with you, huh?
No, they couldn't. They didn't make it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. A lot of people, I imagine, I, bet- I bet a lot of people, it was unfortunate because I think that like when a lot of people get sick, they don't know they're sick till they wake up that morning,
Yeah.
and they probably couldn't call into work or something.
Uh huh.
Hi, JoJo. Thanks for watching. And so it was a mess. And so, but I always keep a an app, telephone service, and just for
Yeah.
such emergencies or the fact that you don't ever know when you might need to use be able to call out other than on your carrier service.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so therefore, because I had to make a call too to a business, and because I did have another telephone service app that's downloaded to my phone, I could use it to dial out and make calls out, and get
Hmm.
calls in as well. So I was able to take care of my business. And
That's good.
so yeah, I'd just like to recommend to y'all, guess y'all learn your lesson today. Don't just depend on your carrier for your telephone service. You better download you one of those free apps. and
Yeah.
and just have it there for emergencies. You might have some pop up ads, but of course you can also pay for not to have the ads too. And I do that. I pay a little small amount. I think it's like 99 cents a month,
Uh huh.
not to have the ads and to have unlimited phone calls, service.
Right.
So it's good to invest in. And I learned
Today is today the 22nd.
to 20 second. Yeah,
Okay.
this month is going by. It's
Oh
gone, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, it is.
So I suppose that um, Kathy and Ziggy might not have internet, or either they read the email wrong. Now we did cancel Wednesday night show, but we
Right.
didn't cancel the night show,
No, we
and
did.
we did not cancel. We're not canceling tomorrow night show either.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the headlines, what I posted, I was like, I cannot believe what the artists, what the United States did at the Security Council meeting on Tuesday, I
Uh
believe it
huh.
was. Yeah, and what they did is that they um, vetoed another um, proposal
Oh.
resolution. Once again, they were the only state only country that said no to a ceasefire.
Right.
Yes, and unbelievably, it really kind of it really kind of did not shock me because they had always already kind of indicated the day before that the United States would be voting against a ceasefire. However, I was hoping that they would take a different stance for the simple reason that you got to look further down the road than just the tip of your nose.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have common sense enough to do that. So once again, they voted against a ceasefire.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna show you all a picture, and this is a picture that I took, so nobody can claim the copyrights on this because I took this picture myself of the meeting on Tuesday. This is what it looked like. That is the Prince, one of the Prince Emir of Saudi Arabia, that was up speaking in favor of the ceasefire for the Arab nations. Okay,
Okay.
and you can see there are 15 judges. Of course, I couldn't get all of them in the framework of the camera.
Right.
However, but I just wanted to show that, and then I've got a picture of him up close where I can show him talking. Also, you can see him. And he's um I don't know really how old he is, but he appears to be probably in 60s or so, maybe. But he put forth a good presentation, as did China, and as did um, the Russian prime minister. The Russian prime minister was saying the same thing. I guess y'all can see all my pictures and stuff. Let me see if I can. I'm just trying to get these up though, so you can see these. The Russian prime minister, that's him speaking. The Russian representative addresses the court on the legality of Israel's occupation of Gaza. Now, that is what they are presenting. But in this presentation against the illegal occupation of Gaza was including the well, actually, they had two meetings, right? So, like, this is a separate meeting. This one, what I'm showing you now, is where they are voting for uh, the court to rule that the settlements and the Israeli occupation of Palestine is illegal, right?
Right.
And it's not like it's something that's new. This is a law that was already put on the books, I believe, like in 1994 or something like that. And Israel just ignored it, you know, and it
Mm.
just kept getting worse and worse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the other meeting about the ceasefire, immediate ceasefire, the one I was talking about, what the United States voted for, their reason, the excuse was they said that they were presenting their own draft, and that's which they are doing today. They said that they didn't think that it would be uh, in good favor of, or this is, in other words, this is not the right time to do a ceasefire. So
Okay.
all of the other countries were talking about the United States, like, really, when is the right time? You've got 100,000 people injured. You've got probably 100,000 under the rubbles, under the dirt. Already dead, have not even been discovered, and those that have been discovered and buried. Israel took the bulldozers. The IDF army took the bulldozers and dug up and desecrated the cemeteries and dug them up and tore them in
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
So all the other countries was like, when is the right time if it's not now? Not to mention all of the journalists and hospital workers, the reporters, the healthcare workers, the humanitarian aid workers, the doctors, the nurses, the medical staff that have been killed, and they were just saying it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like in all of history, we know that freedom isn't free, right?
Right.
We've learned that from the history books, from all the way back to the Bible, all the way until where we are now. And we know that freedom is a cost. The price is blood. We know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Right.
But in the modern times that we're in, you would think in 2024
Yeah.
that this would not be happening. The massacre and slaughter that we're seeing now, and the thing of it is that it's so disproportionate,
Right.
and that so many violations of international laws that are already on the books.
Yeah.
And when you hear countries like China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, those countries which are not supposedly friends of the United States, say enough is enough. Uh, this is a ceasefire. Ceasefire is needed because this is a genocide.
Yeah.
When you hear those countries that are supposed to be the worst countries in the world, according to the United States recollection and recommendations, when you hear those countries say, no, this is just wrong, then you wonder. You wonder who is right. You wonder who is wrong. You
Yeah.
know, what do you think,
Um,
Tim?
you know, war is gonna happen. It's been happening since the beginning of time. However, like you say, in this day and age, with all the technology and everything that we got, uh, we still have humanity during the wars. Um, this is something that this new what's his name Nukuntahu.
Nuke, nuke. You right. That's what he wanna. That's what he doing. He is
Yeah,
Netanyahu.
right. And not only that, it's all eyes are on it. We're able to see it now. They're not
Mhm,
able to hide it. Um,
mhm.
we have the opportunity of watching, the direct news, which one of the channels that you watch, that's filming what pretty much 24 hours around, if
20
possible.
24/7 is possible, but they see Israel started shooting the journalists at the very beginning for 4.5 months now. They have killed 126 journalists
Right,
in the Gaza Strip who are Palestinians who live there to keep the story from getting out,
right.
the
Hmm.
truth from getting out. I want to
Hmm.
thank all 100 of you right now who are keeping us a company. Let me just go ahead and paste in how long we've been live and how many that we have watching right now and keep y'all informed, right? So we have been broadcasting live now for 16 minutes and 53 seconds, and we have 100 people. When we first came on, it was a little bit higher than that. I guess some of them say, no, I don't want to hear politics tonight. And so they kind of like probably switched over to something else, right?
Hmm.
Okay, but nevertheless, it's got to be talked about. Yeah, I know people want to turn their head. They don't want to believe what's happening. They don't want to be involved. They know about it, they hear about it, but what happens is on mainstream media, you don't hear the truth, and that's the problem. See, and
Hmm.
that was also mentioned at the UN Security Council meeting about several countries about how um, uh, unreported the truth was coming from the Western states, from the allies, from Israel and the allies, So, um, and Joe Biden's uh, numbers are down to 31%. You would think that the White House would get some type of uh, shaking up, you know, and say, well,
Yeah.
if the polls numbers just keep going down, maybe we better not vote against this time around. And not only that, if you watch the Israel news stations, I-24 News, Israel News 7, and you can watch these stations on YouTube, y'all. If you watch their news reporting and their commentators and what they report and see how bad they talk about the United States, uh, we appre- it's like we appreciate your help, but no, you don't tell us what to do, you know? And that's the attitude, and that's what they've been stating publicly. But yeah, we want your money, we want your help, we want your support, but don't butt your nose in our business. This our business. So if that was me, and I'm helping you, Tim, but then you don't want me to advise you on how to spend my money, you know. And
Hmm.
that's the reason why Congress and Republicans are really vouching. They are deliberating and they are meeting about all of this foreign aid now. It should not be just given away like it
Right.
has been for Israel since Reagan. This all began in Reagan's term when he started giving them $3 million a year. Um, it should be, I mean, just giving, like a
Yeah.
gift, not a loan, mind
Yeah.
you, just giving a free blank check. How much more do you need? How much more do you need? And just steady giving. So, the Republicans in Congress and probably some of the Democrats too, but they won't say it out loud, are saying that, yeah, we will give you foreign aid countries and states, but it should be in the form of a loan. And that's true. Oh, hey, Doug. Doug say JB is a roots decoy prior to the DNC. I knew this was a plan 3 years ago. Watched them nominate Michelle Obama or Kamala at the last minute. That's a funny one there. Yeah, we got to laugh on that one there. I don't know. But something is saying this, how the Democrats, because and the worst of and the people that I'm hearing this from are mostly Democrats and Democratic platforms and what have you, reporters and posts that are Democratic. They're saying that, and so like if they're saying that, it might be something that might be in the works, Douglas. But you know what? At the 11th hour never works. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I had brought that up too. At I think it was last week.
Yeah,
I
last
think,
week you brought it
yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
They can't nominate somebody that don't want to run. Michelle Obama already said no, she's not interested. Now Kamala Harris is the vice president. I don't think she could refuse if they did nominate her. But the 11th hour just won't work. Even if they do, it
No,
just won't work.
I don't see it either. Working that way. Um,
Yeah.
nah.
So
Yeah.
okay, well I'm taking a quick break, and when I come back, I've got some interesting stats to show you all because Netanyahu, the IDF, and the Israelites, those that are standing with not all. Let me make this very clear and repeat: not all Jews are like Netanyahu.
No.
Not all Jews
No.
want to see happening what is happening by Netanyahu and the
Yeah.
IDF. All
Yeah.
right,
That's one man's ideology.
just let me say that. But Netanyahu in his war cabinet has called the Palestinian animals. And I've got some interesting stats to show y'all when I come back that proves Netanyahu is still lying.
Mm.
All right, I'll be back. Y'all stick and stay with us. We thank you so much for our company, for your company. Meanwhile, how about listening to JoJo since she's here? We're gonna use this for our break, Tim. We'll take a little long break. I think her song is about 4 or 5 minutes long. Since
Okay.
we have a short staff tonight,
Okay.
we'll go ahead and play some JoJo tonight. Here we go. Enjoy this, y'all, because this is what we really need.
Peace, won't you come on in? 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 Imagine if the world was free of violence, hatred, fear, and greed. Imagine if our hearts were light and peace reigned in this world tonight. There'd be love and kindness too, and not just for a chosen few, but for everyone, everyone passing through. Sure, the gods would all be pleased and bless us in this sweet release. No more pain and poverty, no more blood and war and greed. it again. Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Speaking live as one, I believe in my reoccurring dream. Love replaces hateful deeds. And who's to say this cannot be? Hey, peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Now imagine if we understood the way of love, if we just could do everything for the good. Well, then peace would rule the world. Since time began, there has been a need for love to rise up and succeed, and for peace, peace to reign upon this war-torn earth. And since time began, man's one great wish is to live in peace. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Woo, woo, whoa, whoa. Come on in. Won't you come on in? Peace. Won't you come on in? I'm sure of it. Yeah, yeah. Come on. Imagine if we understood the way of love. Won't you come on in? Peace. Won't you come on in? Peace. Won't you come?
All right, we are.
Yep, you froze. You froze up, ma.
Very much for times I just you don't want to watch it. There's just or whatever.
Yeah, you had you froze for a moment, but I think you back. You back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying thank you so much for everyone for sticking and staying with us. Peace, won't you come on in? I just love that song. I hum it and sing it. Just anywhere, anytime it pops into my heart to sing it. Peace, won't you come on in? And I can't sing. That's what I tried to sing it. Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much for joining us
Hey,
tonight.
Sandra.
And we had a comment from Douglas, and he says, "Go, JoJo, go."
Ah,
And so while we were playing Joe, we got 140 people that came on in and listened to you, JoJo. And then right after that, we had 150 that came into the studio. Well,
outstanding.
that tuned into the show to listen. All right. So the interesting thing that I want to show you all is, as I was saying, Netanyahu is calling the Palestinians animals. You know that, and so what I want to show you is how do we determine civilization in modern times? And in the modern times today, we determine um, the civil how far advanced or how civilized a culture is based on what the literacy rate, education, right?
Yeah.
So I want to show y'all something. I decided that I would just do me a little investigation. I love investigating stuff like this. Y'all know I do, because I like to inform you guys of what's going on. Because I know y'all don't have time to investigate this stuff, but I do. And so this is what I found out, and I'm going to enlarge this. I said, what is the literacy rate for the Palestinians? And it says the West Bank and Gaza literacy rate for Palestinians. Can you see it, Tim?
Yeah, it's a little small, but I can see it. I guess
All
I can.
right. Can you see
Ah,
it
that's
now?
better. Yeah, that's better.
All right. So I said, what is the literacy rate for Palestinians? So it says the West Bank and Gaza. The literacy rate from 2007 to 2019, totaling by gender. And just 2018 is 97.22%. And the adult total. And then it goes up even higher in 2019 to 97.38%. That's like almost 100% literacy rate, right?
Yeah.
And so, all right, so I'm like, okay, so these are animals? These are supposed to be illiterate animals? So I said, well, okay, then let's do a comparison. So now I said, well, what is Israel's literacy rate, right? Come on now. Okay, so this one, well, I should have cropped it, I suppose. Well, anyway, um, see, I don't want that part right there. Oh, there it goes. That's what I'm trying to say. I slid it on up. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mm.
What is the literacy rate in Israel? So the literacy rate for Israel from 1983, not even going back, I mean going back a long, long ways, all the way to 2024, is 91.75%. But yet, Netanyahu calls, is that it? What is that, Tim? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You okay? Is
Yeah.
that the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Okay, get down then. Get in a safe
You
place.
good?
I'm gonna take you out the screen. Are you sure? Let me take you out the screen for a minute so you can check it out. Go check it out. So the literacy rate for the Israel is 91.75%. So I'm saying, okay now. So Netanyahu calls a culture of people who has a 97.38% literacy rate animals. Yeah. While his country's rate of literacy is only 91.75%, which barely gets them past a B. Well, which makes them actually just, yeah, they're in the B. Yeah, so Palestinian literacy rate is A, and their literacy rate is a B, huh? And that's the way it always has been when you talk about freedom. Okay, Tim is back. Everything okay, Tim? I put you back in. You
Yeah,
okay?
far as I can tell. Yeah.
All right, great. And so literacy rate, okay. Um, I'm not finished. All right, so I did Palestinian literacy rate 97.38. Israel literacy rate 91.75. All right. All right. So I said, well, if that's the case, what is the literacy rate for United States? Okay. All right. Now this is gonna blow your mind. What is the US literacy rate in 2023? 79%. Not even getting to a C. A C rating, you start at 80. It's a D. In a grading system of A through F, it's a D. The National Center for Education Statistics found 79% of American adults have medium to high English literacy. Oh, hold on just a minute. That's not what I want. Oh, right. Okay, I couldn't find that one. They won't show it. That's what it was. But I found this. Um, this is from somebody. They say they were compelled to create the commemorative day after seeing an alarming national. Get down, baby. Get down. Let me take him out the screen so he can make get to safety. The neighborhoods, man. I tell you. See, and it's just ridiculous. And that's the reason why the literacy rate is so bad. The United States can't do anything and won't do anything about crime, and these kids are just really acting up and going around shooting up the neighborhoods. But it says the education and progress statistic, the nation's report card is only 33% of all fourth graders in the public schools were proficient in reading. Now, and I really looked hard to try to find what the overall literacy rate was for the United States. And they won't show it. They've taken it off. They've taken it off of Google. But this tells you enough right here when you see it, when you see this right here, when it says that only 79% of American adults have medium to high English literacy skills. 79%, that's still like two-thirds of the population, basically, right? So you got these two countries that are allies. Well, I can see why they're allies. They're both dumb. But they want to call a country with a literacy rate, adults now, mind you, of 90. Let me stop sharing because y'all can see all my stuff. Um, Adult literacy rate of um 97.38%. I want to call them animals. Seems like to me they got more sense than anybody else. they got they, they got more sense than the average, than the ones that's trying to colonize them, right? So, and I found that throughout history, that's usually the way it goes. It's always really the inferior race or culture that gets the power and then want to eliminate, erase, eradicate the superior, the culture or the race that is really truly superior to them. And that's the reason why freedom isn't free. Freedom is paid with a high price. It's paid at the price of blood. And that's a really hard price to pay. It's the highest. It's the highest. It's the ugliest. It's the saddest. It's the most inhumanest price to pay for freedom. Uh, and you know, if you even from the history that you studied in school, you know how many wars that there's been. And my son is Navy, retired Navy. He went into military to serve his country, and you know, wars are just gonna come. There will always be wars, and there'll always be rumors of wars. But you ask yourself, and I know this is not this has been asked by more people than me, you know, and I'm not a politician. I'm not a spokesperson. I'm not a representative of any country. All right, but you ask yourself in modern times, in the millennium that we are in. I mean, we're in a brand new age, and uh, we've lived. This earth has lived as long as it's ever lived, and we have to ask ourselves still, how much blood has to be shed? How high? How much blood is the price? How high is the price for the blood to be shed? How much blood must it be? Does it have to fill up the Red Sea? You know, seriously. Um, they claim that in biblical times that the sea, the Red Sea did turn red in blood. It's supposed to have been an act of God, a miracle. We're in the millennium of 2024. Will we see it happen again? If it did happen, it would not be a miracle of God. It would be the inhumanity of man destroying man. As simple as that. And so I get frustrated. I follow it every day. And I follow it every day. And I know y'all been praying, some of you, and some of you have not been praying. Some of you don't care, and many of you do. But prayer is not going to help it. I keep telling y'all that prayer is not going to help it. It's already been written. It's already been written. And the we did not have our paranormal show last night, but prophecies is a thing that is real, whether you want to believe it or not. Prophecies are things that are real. Prophecies are things that will come to pass. But the funny thing about a prophecy is this, that you don't realize that it actually was a prophecy until it has happened. And then you can go back and you can research it and you'll see where, oh, yeah, this was written such and such and such a long time ago. Nostradamus prophesied a lot of events, as you all know, that has happened. And I'm gonna carry on with the show. My son hasn't come back in. I'm just hoping that everything is okay over there in his neighborhood, because it sounded really, really close to where he lives. That somebody is over there acting a fool. And the United States has too many guns. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. United States, you got too many guns. You got too much easy access to guns. But on a national level, speaking of crime, there is a Tennessee senator, I believe, that wants to, um, that is writing up a bill or introducing a bill to the legislature in this state, in the state of Tennessee, whereas these teenagers that's committing all of these vicious, violent crimes, carjackings, smash and grabs in stores, destruction of property, and things can be taken out of juvenile court and be treated and tried as an adult. Now, I know some of you gonna say, "Oh no, that should not happen," but you know what? Um, it's needed, and the reason why it's needed is because it's the gangs that recruit these kids to make these kids do these crimes and things, for them, and because the kids cannot get a lot of time for it, they get time, juvenile time. So if it was changed to where they are going to be prosecuted as an adult, I think we would see a big drop in crime. And not only that, I think that we beginning to see some diminishment of some gang activity too. And the other thing that is coming into law in a lot of states, not just Tennessee, is that they're making the parents be responsible for their own children. Like the case, I think, was that Milwaukee, where the mother of the kid that shot up at school and killed the people, she's been charged with second degree murder or assault. Yeah, I think that is a good thing, because people, you have these children and you are responsible for these children. Um, they say, well, don't charge the children. The scripture. That's the scripture that says, you shouldn't hold the child responsible for the father's sin. But that's not what this is. the parent is being responsible for the children's sin, which is in all for all states and purposes stated. I think they should be responsible. They should be responsible because when you think about bringing a child into the world, it's not something that you just do for fun. You need to give some thought to it. It's something that takes a lot of responsibility. And this is what has not been happening in the United States, particularly. So I'm going to end the show early because I got to go check on my son and make sure that he is okay. Hopefully, that no one over there is hurt. I'm hoping that it was just some fools shooting in the air, shooting their guns in the air, and not actually harming another person's life or body. All right. And having said that, I'm going to close the show again with Peace. Won't you come on in? We were just saying how much we needed it, and the shots rang out in my son's neighborhood. So let's do call for peace. Let's have a worldwide call for peace. And yes, I want to encourage those of you who are saying ceasefire, protesting. Yes, go ahead. That's your right. That's your right. We have to agree. That's another thing. We have to learn to disagree. Agree to disagree. That's what Netanyahu said. Netanyahu said, yeah, he thanks President Biden and the United States for their assistance. But he said when he have to say no to them, that he will say no to them. Okay? And he has said no to them. In fact, he been snubbing his nose up for the whole time. But I guess that he agreed to disagree because what? Joe Biden sent his representative, Linda Phil Smith, to sit in that chair again and be the only country to veto a ceasefire, immediate ceasefire resolution. And why you always sending black folks to sit in that chair? That's another thing I'd like to know. Could somebody answer that question? Uh, there's a black man and a black woman as ambassadors. First time I ever heard of black ambassadors to the UN. Why you didn't have some a Caucasian sitting in that chair saying that? Why doesn't he have someone that's Jewish sitting in that chair vetoing, putting a person of color in the chair to veto, to represent the country, to veto, to be the only country to veto an immediate ceasefire? See right there, there's something wrong with that picture. I've been looking at that too. So I'll tell you one thing, Leonard Greenfield Smith, had I been you in that position, I would have quit that job. He couldn't have made me get up there and make a fool out of myself. And I don't know who the black man was, but he made a fool out of himself too, looking stupid up there, representing people of color, because Palestinian people are people of color. Whether people like it or not, they are people of color. And he uses a person of color. The White House sent a person of color each 4 times to sit in that chair and veto an immediate ceasefire against veto an immediate ceasefire 4 times. Now, out of those 4 times, you mean to try to tell me he couldn't find someone that was Caucasian? He couldn't find someone that was Jewish to sit in that chair? No, he didn't want to sit him in there. He wanted to use a puppet, and that's what he did. And that's the reason why Netanyahu treats him like a puppet too. Uh-huh. So, hey, there you go. But we still want peace. So, peace, won't you come on in? Let's go. See you all tomorrow night on our show. On Friday night, Miss Sybil Marie Preston is going to be here. She's got a great treat for y'all. She's doing a national campaign too. So you want to come in and tune in and see what she's talking about, okay? And we're going to have some other fun topics to talk about. Might even have a game to play. So don't miss us for tomorrow night. Listen, always remember, free thought is a philosophy, not a policy. Your mind is yours. Nobody can take your thoughts away from you. And you have the right to think what you want to think. Nobody can tell you. Don't let anybody brainwash you into thinking what they want you to think, what they think. Think for yourself because free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. Love you all. Thank y'all so much for staying and tuning in with me. And I'm going to put up the last count that I had. I think it was 164. We're going to leave that up there on the screen. And we're going to close with my friend, JoJo Smith from Australia. Y'all go on Spotify and buy her music. She's awesome, man. And I'll tell you what, listen, that lady can sing at last like nobody else can. So you want to tune in. You need to buy her stuff so y'all can check her out. I listen to her all the time. And I will support her all the time too. Love you, Joe. Love all of you who are tuned in. Thank you all so much for your comments that you put in. Thank you all for the other platforms and where your comments are not showing up in the studio. But that's why I'm putting the numbers up there now to let everybody know that you're not watching alone. All right. Thank y'all for keeping me company tonight. I got to go check on my baby now. All right.
Imagine if the world was free of violence, hatred, fear, and greed. Imagine if our hearts were light and peace reigned in this world tonight. There'd be love and kindness too, and not just for a chosen few, but for everyone, everyone passing through. Sure, the gods would all be pleased and bless us in this sweet release. No more pain and poverty, no more blood and war and grief. Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Sing it again. Sing it again, peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? 'Cause we can live as one. I believe in my reoccurring dream. Love replaces hateful deeds. Cannot be. Hey, peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Peace, won't you come on in? Now imagine if we understood the way of love, if we just could do everything for the good. Well, then peace would rule the world. need, and for peace, peace to reign upon this war-torn earth. And since time began, man's one great wish is to live in peace